What's going on, friends? Welcome back. I hope you're having a great week so far. I really want to know how many of you are taking this time to actually have a summer versus how many of you are doing year-round schooling. We are taking a little bit of downtime, but we are still doing school throughout the week, just not as consistently as we do regularly. And I have loved it this way. Honestly, we've been doing this for the last few months in preparation for summer and just kind of checking the temperature of how having a looser routine is going to work so that we can be flexible to do whatever we want to do in the months that everything else kind of has a schedule that's that way. So what I mean by that is if somebody's in town because it's their summer, then we can feel free to drop everything or pick up and take everything with us to still enjoy their off time. We had some friends come into town recently, and that's kind of what happened last week, I believe. Stayed up late, enjoyed all of those type of things. So having that flexibility is always really nice, but I know that everyone else doesn't feel comfortable with having that flexibility. So let me know what your routine is looking like. I am currently sitting in the drive-thru at Taco Casa, gonna pick up some lunch and then head back home. I don't have much on our schedule or calendar or whatever. So I figured that I would kind of chat with you guys, take you for a day in my life. Let me scoot up here and then go from there. So yeah, I'll catch back up with you whenever I make it home. Okay, so y'all know that I'm always a fan of going to the Dollar Tree and Five Below and finding anything and everything. The air just cut on, but y'all know it's hot here in Texas, so I'm not gonna turn it off. I'll just talk a little louder. I found at the Dollar Tree some Arthur books, and so there were lots of different options as far as the leveled readers go. And so that, like, not that they were tagged as leveled readers, but more so just like the difficulty. These specific ones, I would say that these are probably more fit for like a second grade reader because there are not a lot of repeating words or predictable sentences in here. However, the stories are always super fun, always. I loved Arthur as a kid, and so I got really excited to find these, and then my son has actually really enjoyed reading these. So I told you guys, I think in like a few videos ago, that we were practicing our reading, and I give him about 15 minutes to go and read by himself, and then we do other things together that have to do with like reading skills and different things like that. But I have noticed like a really big difference in his confidence because he is having that time to challenge himself, to read on his own, to rely on his own skills and not say like, what does this say? Or does this say this? Or can you tell me what word this is? He's having to find and really get more confident and lean on his own skills in order to be successful at that. So if the story is a good fit level for them, then they'll be able to do that. If it is more difficult, then of course it's going to be more frustrating and they're not really going to enjoy reading independently if they're not feeling like they can successfully and that they're not struggling with this. So just keep that in mind if you are trying to find something that works for you over the summer or homeschooling or whatever it may be. But I did want to tell you guys that these are at the Dollar Tree, and there were lots of other options. These are just the ones that I picked. And then I've noticed that at my Dollar Tree seasonally, they have all the different kind of workbooks and things like that. So there's like math or reading or puzzles or, you know, different things like that, and they change them out pretty frequently. So if you are looking for something that's more like a workbook over the summer, I think that that's a great option and is very inexpensive, especially right now as things are just going up and up and up in price. So I usually tell you guys to go check out the books at Five Below, but I know that those are like $4 or maybe even $5 sometimes. So instead, scrounge up your change and go grab a couple of these, or even go like every week and see what's new over there and what you can grab from there. And that's what I'll be doing. These specific ones, I did notice it has like a little, what's it called? A little light bulb right here, and it tells you like, I guess like a skill or something that they're working on, or just like a concept that might be good to lean into. So if you're doing like social skills and stuff, that might be good to have that tie into the topic that they discuss in the story. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because I thought those were cute. It's a little bit later. I'm making some dinner for Titus, and so I'm warming up some garlic chicken that I made earlier this week. We just need to get it out of the refrigerator. And we've been making like some little breakfast sandwiches. If you like the bacon Gouda breakfast sandwich from Starbucks, this is probably gonna be right up your alley. Titus and I don't like eggs, but my husband does, so I've made it that way with his, but not with ours. You should get the Gouda cheese, and then Aldi has croissant buns. I'll show you those in just a second. Put some bacon, your cheese, and your egg if you like egg on there. Put it in the oven just to like melt the cheese and warm and kind of toast the bread. Oh my gosh, we've probably had that like 3 times this week already. Okay, I am on the IXL website. If you have not seen IXL.com, it is a great resource for organized standards, if anything. Okay, and then I wanted to look at the company just a little bit more to give you an idea, because I didn't know either, but if your kids have played like ABCYA or ABC Yeah, I know a lot of schools will use that for centers and things. Rosetta Stone you're probably familiar with, and you may have heard of education.com as well. So they are all part of the same brand. So one thing about this website that I love and I really enjoy sending people here, they have a very concise list of standards organized by grade level. In Texas, I know that we don't follow the Common Core standards, but I do believe that these are more geared toward the Common Core standards as far as how they're laid out, but they do offer a great organized way of seeing pre-K through 12th grade, and they even have a little Spanish blurb down here. It's a great way to see all of the standards. So for instance, my son is going to be starting more 2nd grade topics next year, but we are doing year-round homeschooling. So I'm just kind of prepping my mind to see what else we need to tackle in these next few months. And then they have all the tabs so you can access them easily. They are organized by subject, which is really nice. And then it does break it down even further. This is what I've shown you guys like on the Texas State Standards website, but this goes for all other states. I'm assuming that, you know, this is more accessible if you don't have standards for your specific state laid out, but overall, this is a lot more user-friendly in my opinion. They have topics up here. There's also weekly plans, and there are also skill plans. So I will leave the link for this because this is a great resource to use. And then they also have their own options of workbook type of things, as well as curriculum that you can pay for. There's test prep, state standards, all things on here. And I love how user-friendly this is. So I'll leave the link for this below so that you can go and check this out too. I think it's definitely worth putting in your toolbox. Okay, I've had a little wardrobe change because it's the next day, but I am using the IXL website that I was just talking about to form our progress plan. Like I said, we have a couple more months of school for what we're considering this year, since we're doing year round, and then technically our next school year will start like in September. So because of that, I'm wrangling up all of the skills, the main skills that I want to put on that progress plan for our what will be the previous year, so that we can use those to create new goals walking into our next school year. I hope that that makes sense. So 1st grade skills I'm going to be using to have like in our progress plan and put in his portfolio. If you didn't see that video, I will link it up here, and it has all the links to these printables as well. So I'm going to be using those skills for 1st grade to build our progress plan, and also use those skills to start up in September for 2nd grade, and then bridge our way into new skills. So I really encourage you guys to go check out that website, because it's been so much easier than trying to read all of the long and drawn out skills and scroll through all of the state standards for Texas, at least how they have it on their TEA website. You guys know that I'm always looking for an easier way to do things, and I definitely want to share those ways with you so that it can be more encouraging to keep up with those things, or to find resources that work, and all of the helpful websites that are out there that you may not have heard before. Here is the progress plan as of right now, and so I'm just going to fill in the skills, and then we will catch back up like in the next few weeks to fill in the stars, and I'm going to sit down with my son to do that so that he can also have ownership of his progress and where we're headed with his learning as well. So that's what I'm gonna do and wrap up this weekend doing. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed this kind of chill day in the lifestyle video, definitely give this one a thumbs up so that I know. And if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to do so, and I will see you in the next one.